Hello. Long time no see.
Right? And I've been dying to talk to you because I know we're both absolutely thrilled about Zoran winning the race.
Oh shit,
So
I have to turn the volume
beyond
down.
jazzed. It's the first time I felt patriotic, I think, since Obama won in 2008, and I'm not over exaggerating. I
It
oh my God.
it's such a I'm not we're not used to winning. And it's
Oh,
so
okay, the mic's on. Cool.
I've literally I realized
Sorry
like I
about
wasn't
the
in New York
snapping.
City to be able to go to the rallies, and I was like I've never had I was like, there's never been a time in America where there was a rally I was supposed to attend, like I wanted to go to. Like
I haven't played
this
this
is
game
new.
like at all.
Like when have
I
we
did the
ever
intro just a
had
second ago.
a
That's it.
politician that's like, oh, let's go out there and act uncivilized? We're so excited.
Oh my God.
It
And
reminds me a
people,
lot
the
of Cult
fact
of the
that he
Lamb,
had
so
it
I get
wrapped
and
up,
Hades and shit, but like
Obama
a
numbers,
lot
like
of
I
like Cult
remember
of the
everyone
Lamb.
was joking. Y'all, in 2008
Is
and
it?
2012,
I didn't
he
look
had
into
that
if
shit
it's by the
wrapped
same
up
developer
at
though.
8:30
You know, the guy
p.m.
that
You
did the
could go to the
soundtrack to that
club. Like,
died.
it
It's really
wasn't
sad.
oh, we'll see at midnight, you're going to bed, fingers crossed. Like, he was flipping Florida without even thinking about it. Goodbye. Like, it was dusted and done. McCain was conceding. It was over. And
No,
the
Zoran had
fact
that
that
imminent.
that was what it was for this,
Okay.
you could have gone to the club on a Tuesday night easily.
I'm not used
You
to the
could have
twin stick
pre-gamed,
yet.
got ready, gone to the club.
I
and
want to
had
play
plenty
like
time.
Cult of the
I
Lamb.
was just.
It's like
I
that
mean,
similar.
I'm on the other side of the country, right? In LA, and everyone, all my friends were all posting.
What is this? What does this do?
Watching watching
Is it like a
New York
bonfire,
get the
or is
mayor
it
of our
like-
dreams across the country. We're all screaming, cheering, as if it has anything to do with us. But it felt like it did, though. It felt like it did. The biggest city in America? Are you kidding me? God, finally.
Listen, I I hope it means something bigger for the rest of the United States. I don't necessarily know that it does, or I'm convinced, but as a New Yorker,
Yeah,
absolutely, it's a big fucking deal.
First
Just like
edition is an
regardless, it's a
ancient
big
Mecca now.
deal for us, and I'm
Like Mick
so,
and Mono
so,
together, is that what it's
so,
supposed to be?
So motherfucking happy, like, and I loved Zoran's
Capable of
speech.
learning about the world around it.
Speech was
You can use the
incredible,
scan
but in
objects to
particular,
find more
like, when
about.
He said, "Yo, this is the city of immigrants, and now it's the city run by immigrants." I was like, "Let's fucking go!" Oh,
While holding the first
Oh
edition,
my
okay, this is just. I'm not gonna read
Into
it.
my face.
Oh, like it felt like crack cocaine. Like it hit like crack. It hit exactly like crack.
Okay,
And
cool.
to have a politician who wasn't a part of the establishment Democrats giving, like, when's the last time you've heard Nancy Pelosi's retiring, like any of these establishment Democrats give a speech that felt resounding and like a force, like a fight? Even Kamala, I didn't feel like I could point to one specific thing where I thought, oh, she's going to be completely different, or this is really solidifying. Like, of course, love Kamala, but like Zoran, just him looking in the camera and saying, Donald Trump, I know you're watching this, turn the volume. I have 4 words to say, turn the volume up. How do you look at that and that person and think this is definitely the enemy? He doesn't want anything from good for anybody in New York. I mean,
he really ate that shit.
He chewed it, and the fact that he's a naturalized citizen really hypes me up. I think that we should have an amendment on the books to allow him to run for president, but we'll see. This is day 3 of
I
him in
have
office.
honestly
We'll be
always
lucky-
thought it
we'll
was
be lucky
problematic
if by
to
the
not
time
allow
Trump is done,
immigrants to
there's
be
any
president.
such thing as birthright citizenship. Like, we'll be lucky if we
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
birthright. Oh, you can do more things? Oh, no, baby. They're probably right now drawing up documents to prevent this from happening again. They're like, oh, you call it
Absolutely.
politics? No, baby. And I wouldn't be surprised
Absolutely.
if that actually happens. Like, that wouldn't shock me at all.
Yup. And I mean, that's the thing with the Republican Party right now
Portnoy
is.
says, oh, good. You know,
Wait, I know. Take out the trash. Go. Why all of these millionaires?
Yeah, they're ancient years.
I saw someone say, millionaires.
I don't know
the
what that
number one
is.
thing that they do when they don't like someone who's running for office or in office, they just threaten
hello.
to leave and then never do. Like, I am begging y'all to get out for once when you say you're going to.
Then
Please.
let's
Yeah, that'll show us.
Solve the
like,
housing
Portnoy
crisis
is
day
the
one, I've
fucking
seen people say.
absolute worst. Also,
Yeah.
I once dated a guy that not only worked at Barstool, got fired from Barstool for making other people imagine.
All right.
It should go without saying.
first you said once I dated a guy, and I was like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like at that point, I was like,
Oh, wait,
oh,
let me
that's
put the,
disgusting. Tell me more. That to get to say that
That's
I'm
fine.
a man and was able to get fired from Barstool. It's like you know how hard it is to get every single question wrong on the LSAT. Like they say that it actually shows that you're like
What
a
is it?
genius.
Like, what's the
That is
point
what
of
that
it?
is to me.
Like, if I die, I don't lose it or
will.
something? Is it like a soul type
Trust
thing?
them, like, it should go. And I would say, that
Assuming that, I'm gonna leave
relationship
it there for now.
exposed me to like I don't think I've ever had like just
can't
like,
cross
like
that,
a
right?
straight shot glass of just sexism. Like don't water it down. Like nothing else. Like we really hate. Like he hated women. Like he hated women. It was like a 3-month relationship, but the sure amount of arguments we had, like, yeah.
oh my god.
Last like I ever dated, he loved Portnoy. He was like his idol. He got the job by like
Cool.
basically like hunting him down, like showing up with like his like package. Portnoy thought it was like, you're a real go-getter. Hires him, fires him within like a few months. And he was distraught about it for like a year. And he wanted to, Lord, please don't let this man watch this thing and then want to email me upset.
Okay, yeah.
But
I think it's like a soul, right?
He wanted to sue. He had asked me, he was like, do you think, mind you, he had like signed the thing, can't sue, took a severance, but he was like, he wanted to sue on the basis that they were discriminating against him as an attractive white man.
I mean, a very historically marginalized demographic. I mean, when did they earn their right to vote? Do we know what the year was when they finally fought for their rights and got them? God, I would love to take up that case. Please email me, guy. Don't email
Are you
her.
like a jump?
Please email me, please. We'll have some words. That is.
Like, how am I supposed to get that without a jump? I guess like a hook shot or something.
Look at him like that in his eye and be like, that is not a good idea.
Yeah.
That will
Hey.
absolutely make everything worse, because not only will you lose, that go nowhere, absolutely whatever, but you will be dragged by everyone. You have no ally to be going against Barstool. So all of the idiots that would typically like, oh, white man is grenade, like they
Right?
all hate you, and then everyone else, you have no allies in doing that. You look crazy
Right.
to everybody. Just go
Not
get
all of
another
it.
job.
Your army of twos
Okay,
will
never mind
turn
then.
against
Yes.
you. So please, God, do
Yes.
not anger your supporters. That is,
And then let's split
yeah.
them?
I think that people. I mean, Dave Portnoy is, every time he talks, I don't have to hear it. Thank God, because my algorithm doesn't show me things that he says, which is beautiful and gorgeous and lovely. But I do think that everyone who is the worst person you've ever met in your personal life, but then also the worst celebrities or personalities you've ever met,
Interesting.
having a bad day on Tuesday, just ranting and raving and so angry about someone being elected is a good sign. If
Oh.
that's the litmus test for, will I like this politician or not? If I didn't know a single thing about his policies, not a single one, but I looked up the list of his opposition,
Fascinating.
of all of the money and who paid it that they dumped into trying to get him to lose, I would have voted on him based solely on that and been correct. Because
Deborah
none
Messing's
of those
crash out has been
people.
funny.
Yes, it shows that New York is obviously
He's
a very
starting a new
powerful city.
expedition.
Everyone has known that forever. I have always
Yeah, okay,
known who
that's
the
what
mayor
I
of New York
figured.
is, and I've never lived there, not once in my life. I remember being a kid and knowing who it was. Like, do you know who the mayor of LA is?
Karen Bass.
I
Is it?
think.
Let's look. Mayor of-
Right? You have to look it up. We have to look it up to be sure.
And I
Oh.
should know.
I won't shoot you then.
You better go ahead and lie me.
Wanted,
no
Hilda
shit, Karen
Fuller.
Bass. Okay.
That was a great poll.
Wanted
Nice work.
dead or
I
alive
shouldn't
for
have- I
murder,
should have
treason,
said it
robbery,
with
theft of
confidence, 'cause I
scholarship,
know
conspiracy,
somewhere in my
and
chest,
tax
But I was
evasion.
like, well, it could have changed. Didn't just have elections? I don't know.
I didn't want to be I didn't want to agree with you super hard because I was like, wait, is it Bash or
You.
Bass? I was like,
Oh,
oh
you're my
God, wait,
replacement.
let me pretend.
All
let me
the
back this up real
people
quick.
on the
Like,
shattered
look,
year. Okay.
It's your job to help us.
She knows what
Yeah,
she's
Aaron,
doing.
gosh.
Sometimes it's a little funny. Just to figure it out.
You're gonna let it sit.
Not that interested in the plot of this, to be honest.
I'm getting framed copies of this for me. We couldn't get it was sold out, but I'm gonna get like the like prints made of this cover and frame it
Yeah,
for
this
me
guy-
and my friend Keith.
God bless.
Yeah, this guy's saying getting it printed on archival paper. That's,
Yeah.
How do I like craft a new
So
gun?
good.
Do I have
It's
to
so
learn
good.
a
But I also think that, I mean, with respect to that day alone, the very first
I think it's funny
news.
also, by the way, that all the communists, like, they're acknowledging him as a socialist while still branding it as communism around it.
I saw someone tweet, they were like, I am begging you, Google the word, Google these words. I don't need you to be a historian on communism and socialism, but you need to figure out which one you hate more, because he's not one of them.
yeah, I thought
Right.
the
He's not both,
whatever.
so figure it out. Oh my God. So
They said,
frustrating.
listen, we're just gonna say whatever sounds scary. I was on Deborah Messing's story and I was like, wow, you're just saying like any like racist, horrible,
Wait.
inflammatory thing you could say.
Speaking of that, as maybe this is, I don't know if this is bad. I see it as a badge of honor that I do not pay attention to every single old celebrity that I used to watch of their show right in the early 2000s. I don't pay attention to every single one of their politics. Like I just
Right.
don't. I don't.
Wait,
I,
what?
I
How do I
didn't find myself
remove it? No.
randomly one night after seeing Will and Grace reruns. Maybe I
What-
should look up
what does
Deborah
Grace
Messing's
think?
politics. I had no idea that she was that lost in the sauce until Tuesday night, until he won and everyone was like, her stories are crashing out. Is this a
that's
common
what I
knowledge?
didn't really know until I saw
Okay.
someone like post like, oh, I saw someone talk about in this story like how excited they were gonna be for Deborah Messing's crash notes. I was like, let me just type that in. I was like, oh,
Oh no,
shit.
that was me. I was like, wait a
How do I
minute.
get to like the crafting menu?
Like my girl was really like
all
she
of
was-
her stories are like we have AI Holocaust victim, and then all of them are about anti-Semitism and,
she's
and what
big
Hamas
on
is
Israel.
doing.
She loves Israel.
I-
Like she really fucks with Israel the long way, which I guess is her
which I mean, it just.
This is all I have access to? That kinda
delegitimizes any
sucks.
criticism you have about anyone else.
I guess I was
because
already
you
there.
can't
Yeah,
even
it just
be
was.
self-aware.
I expected it to be more.
So everything you have to say about anyone else is out for me. Like even if you had a good point to make, I immediately think that you're full of it.
Safe travels. Thank
Hey,
you.
Right.
I'm paying you dust. Ugh, I'm glad that some people pay attention to her enough to know that, I guess, and make fun of her. But yeah, no, that's absurd. I do think that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I don't
Not
know
safe.
how you found out, but the very first election result that I found out was that race. Oh, Zoran won. Amazing, perfect, gorgeous. And then after that, a flood of positive news. Because I was kind of in the mindset of, all right, if he wins, right, I'll that would be great. You know, I'm feeling a little hopeful, which is weird, you know, but for me, it's a big deal for me. I still don't think that this democracy, this country can survive this administration. I still think that Trump 2028, you know,
oil,
whatever, people are gonna come out and vote. If they rig it, they rig it. Like I was feeling
And I
really
mean,
down in the
fucking
dumps.
like,
But
I don't
then
know.
I see that
like
they're
that's,
electing
I don't know, like right.
a
What the fuck?
Democrat to a historically
I don't wanna
Republican
shoot it and
held
waste my
seat
ammo.
in
Actually, I have a shit ton of
Mississippi.
it.
Mississippi, Mississippi. Every single county in Virginia flipping, or at least almost everyone, flipping blue or pushing blue or going more blue than they ever thought before. Republicans lost every single critical election that they were up for. And every poll, like for New Jersey, for example, the woman who is running, who is
Maggie
now the
Sherrill.
first, Maggie Sherrill, I'm pretty sure the first female governor of New Jersey, which is epic. She was running against the guy whose last name is very Italian, and his entire campaign was
Ow.
just, I'm Italian and I'm from here and she's a woman. That's literally like, isn't that you can't take her serious? Like that was basically his entire campaign push and promise. Ran a lot of anti-trans ads. They were running a lot of anti-trans, transphobic campaigns in Virginia as well, on the air, on the news, and all of that, because the Republicans, for whatever reason, thought that that was their slam dunk winning issue. They genuinely thought that people cared more about that. You know, their base cared about that a whole lot. And it turns out they actually don't at all. And all of the polls before New Jersey's governor election said that it was going to be real close. They were like, it's going to be so close. Everyone get to the polls. And she won by a landslide.
Oh, I got smacked.
Yeah.
She beat him just resoundingly. And they realized, oh, maybe people care more about the economy and their neighbors being taken off the streets than they do what someone else is doing in the bedroom.
Am I supposed to like head back
Yeah.
or something? I don't really know how
Shocker.
this
You know,
works.
I think it's great, and I love that Americans are excited and delighted. I guess the way I receive it is, yeah, everybody's learned the hard way that the Donald Trump administration is bad. Like, that's to me. I don't care what everybody else, what sauce everyone wants to put on it, and the nuance pull out they want to put it. What it is to me, everybody's learned the fucking hard way. Go out there and fucking vote for the Democrat candidate. Look what the fuck is going on.
Oh fuck! I
That's
should be
what that
scanning
means
them.
to me.
Shit.
It's a little
Okay,
bit
that's
just
my bad.
like, great, but also maddening. Like,
Scan the
yeah.
shit. No.
Yeah, and
It's-
I'm
Thank
just
you.
like, oh, great. But like, I'm an immigrant, so like, it's like, oh, you already fucked us. You already fucked us big. You already fucked us big, America. Like, so,
Right.
You know, I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
happy about Zoran, but fuck y'all. Like,
Ex-
that's where I'm at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you because it also feels very obnoxious and annoying that people have such short-term memory loss. How every single time that the Republican Party, a conservative base, has held Congress and the presidency and the courts and just resounding sweeps, everything has gone to shit. The economy always crashes. You want to
Yeah.
know who was in power the way that they're in power right now? In what was it, 1929? The Republicans. The last time they held everything like they do was then. And what
And
happened
fuck it
in
all up. The
what
depression.
happened? Yeah, I think we all remember, right?
And
The
what
20s
administration led up to the 2008 housing bubble?
Right. And I'm like, we didn't even get a roaring 20 this time. There was no roaring. There was no 20. It was COVID and then we got shit on. Like that's my problem is like we didn't even have a good excuse. Like I agree with you. It hurts. It hurts so bad to realize that most of America quite literally needs to have the worst case scenario happen to them and their bottom line and their neighbors or their friends or community. They can't put themselves in someone else's shoes or they can't see the future. They
Yeah.
won't believe you when you say, hey, so if you elect this person, they're going to do this. Let's give him a shot. And then he did it after telling everyone in America, yeah, I'm going to do this.
And
Like,
we
it
knew
just-
better. We've been dealing with
We
him
knew
for
better.
quite literally almost like 10 years. Trump's been around.
10
This
years.
that was Trump's third time running for president, and he's won.
Well,
once.
it has
Like,
been 10 years.
he-
Like
there was
not even
absolutely
basically.
no
It's
reason
in exactly
not
10
to take
years.
it that serious, and people just. And I get it, and it's like you can't say that without the conversation. Everybody just want to Kamala campaign, like pick it apart a million
Hold on,
times.
where's
And
the,
it's like,
um,
whatever. I hear you, and all that could be true, and it could still be utterly fucking
Oh,
ridiculous
hello.
that y'all allowed that fucking result. Like it's just.
And before that happened, I'm like, he led an insurrection on the Capitol. Like, we had people
See, this is what
break
how do I
into our
switch between
Capitol
my
and
those
hunt
items?
people to kill them, politicians to kill them on our former president's word because he convinced everyone the election was rigged. And it was resoundingly proven and has since been resoundingly proven so many times that it wasn't rigged and that he lied. And there were all these texts that proved that, oh, he really needs to do this. Like, everyone wants to bitch and moan about Kamala's campaign. And I'm like, we
Like
need
what?
to.
How do I just like switch
like,
to it?
I don't think that that's why I'm so shocked, to be honest. I thought that would be a deal breaker, but
I'm
whatever.
Like, at the end of the day, like what people like, it's like the people want to pick her campaign like apart in a
Right.
vacuum as though she was running against the progressive of their dreams. Like that's the thing. If that were the case, if Kamala lost to Zoran, this would be like that would make okay. Then these killer critiques make sense. But it's like a competition. An election is about who you're competing against, and look at what the fucking other option is. Like, how is it possible? Like, we're like, it's just like staggering. And I think I'm at
Like,
a
what's the point of
place
having it equipped
with
if I
America,
can't like
what I realize
you
is
know
I've been in
wait?
America since
Oh, can I do it like
2008.
L1 or something?
Watch like just living the experiences of Americans being able to do whatever and have no say, and it hurts you as an immigrant. And it was always like
Yeah, that's
it's been
weird.
an upsetting thing. And 2016 was like very, very upsetting. The results of that, like as an immigrant, I was upset. But I think there's a 2024 feels like times 10 because I feel like I think you feel more like you were using your own platform, your own voice, your own running on, and it's just like. Now I'm just like I just have this I'm tired. I am tired, and I just also don't feel in a place as like as an immigrant the things that are happening to immigrants is out of this world, and you as an
Like, I'm
immigrant can't say
confused.
it's dangerous
Why?
to speak, and it's very frustrating to me that it's
Why
like,
even have them like this
oh,
if
I'm
I can only
supposed to
have one?
speak about all
Okay,
these other things
there
that
has to be a
concern
command I
Americans,
missed
but
or
I can't
something,
speak about
right?
the
Like,
things that
that's
concern
crazy.
immigrants, and they're not going, and Americans are not going to speak about the things that concern immigrants. So it's just like, and then they're like, oh, look how great this is, and oh, then
Yup.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay, and in the backdrop. And in the backdrop, you know, that's why I don't comment on that, and I just stick to. I'm really excited about Zoran. I'm really happy
So
about that.
give me
win as
some
a New Yorker.
deliverables first. You know?
Yeah. Like I'm gonna need a little bit some more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of the blue slide also is what happens in every cycle of elections, which is people get tired of what's happening because it doesn't work. So like the moderates and the people that flip flop one way or the other, or that don't go out to vote, will go out to vote because they're like, the Republicans they're doing it again. So I'm a vote for the first time in 8 years. And go vote for the Democrat because we need to switch. And then the Republicans will do the same thing next time, unless we get more Zorons capitalizing on the Democratic flip.
Yeah.
Like, there's always an opportunity to use the flip to your advantage, but it rarely ever happens.
What should be a part of the national conversation? Like, I love that. Like, it would be nice if Zoran represented it, like something like much bigger and beyond New York City. I'm not necessarily sure that's true, and I think a lot of the people are saying I don't really like know the landscape of New York City politics and whatnot. But I think the bigger thing that people should be talking about is the Working Families Party. I think that's what we should be talking about. That's who put in fucking work. That's who's
Absolutely.
work
Right.
to me is proof. That's what this
Absolutely.
is actually proof of. What the Working Families Party, of the amount of wins they had, because it wasn't just there. That's what we should be talking about. Is
Dead
like
or
what the
alive
Working
for
Families
murder,
Party is
treason,
showing they're
robbery,
able to
theft,
do
the Sky
and
Show.
how they
Yeah,
able to
well, I
be
already
like,
did
that's
that.
what we
Like,
want.
should I
Like,
do I kill her?
Yup.
That's the
Am I
third
supposed to
party
kill her?
shit we need to be talking about.
Yup. Because what bothers me so bad is I'm like, the reason why unions exist, the reason why workers,
Why do they want me to
employment
build
laws
furniture right
exist,
now?
OSHA exists, why we decided, hey, maybe people shouldn't have their arms cut off just so we can get a hot dog every now and then, right? Working in the factories. The only reason why
Right.
any of that exists is it because it was somehow positive for very rich people in power to be doing that. The reason why is because working class people by the numbers have so much political capital simply because of the amount of people that they make.
Build your
up.
own
The
loading
fact that,
bench.
yes, everyone's always talking about the 1%. Yes, they are the 1%. So start acting like the 99. Stop accepting that like, for example, the Democratic
200 years ago,
establishment,
the
right?
world broke.
I mean,
Okay, yeah,
you can
I get it.
talk
I know.
Kamala's campaign, but I also feel like, the amount of working people, of working class people who vote for Donald Trump, who vote for that, or the other thing, okay? Different conversation about the cognitive dissonance there, but the idea behind it is also that when the
This is really
other
an interesting
side, the
structure
other
for
option,
what I thought
right,
was
the
a
Democratic
roguelite.
option is just, hey, we're gonna go back to how it was before. And every working class person stared at the TV and went, well, that was ass, right? Nothing has been excellent and incredible and amazing. Even when Obama was president, he couldn't get a lot done. He did, of course, the Affordable Care Act absolutely was a long time coming, needed to happen. Only got through because of fucking John McCain. Are you kidding me? Don't piss me off, right? Don't fucking piss me off that he voted yes and went against his base just because this was good for working families. I mean, it I think hopefully will at least be the starting point for a wave of Democratic politicians who are, look, I love a young person I love someone who looks like they are closer to me in age than my dead great-grandfather, rest in peace, all right? He died, mind you, in 98. That's how all of these politicians look to me. They don't look like they need to be young enough to care about the future. They don't have one presently, so they don't really give a shit. I think that a younger Democratic political base is so much better, and I also hope that they'll use that as a trigger point for, maybe if we just don't call ourselves socialists, but we start presenting policies that sound really great. Free buses, free school lunches. They just passed in Colorado on Tuesday. Everyone's going to have free school lunch in Colorado. If you go to school there, that sounds amazing. We're just going to present this
My
the
mom,
same way
who's a
they used
boomer,
to
said something
present
like that to me, where she was like,
firehouses,
I don't
how we're all
think we
gonna
should
pay
stop
for
using
firefighters,
fossil
and we're all
fuels. Like,
gonna
we
pay
should
for
get like
school
our advantage out of them now
libraries.
because I'm
And
gonna be dead
people will
anyway, and
vote
it's
for it
not gonna
because
matter. And I was
actually
like, wow,
they feel the
thanks.
difference.
Thanks for.
Working
Why did you fucking
class
have me?
is the only
Are you kidding me?
That matters right now.
Right.
Also
Yeah.
getting 100,000 door knockers to knock like 3 million doors.
Yep.
Like the real working class organization behind it, instead of like getting 17 million texts from Nancy Pelosi and guilt trip emails about, oh my god, it's so dire, we need your money, we need your $5.
We don't want your
please."
vote. We just want your money. We don't want your vote. I never got a hey, please vote. I always get a hey, please donate. And also, it's always, hey, we'll raise $17 million from like 3 millionaire billionaires, but then use that for ads that you see, and then you're just sitting in your living room for the rest of your campaign. Like, talk to people who actually are going to be voting for you. Talk to a cab driver at 2 a.m. That was the secret, and they're all floored.
You know, and that the thing is, I think it's very clear, and I mean, we know this.
Okay,
This
hold
isn't
on,
like
sorry.
in any way groundbreaking, but it's like it's not just a matter of that they don't get it; they're against it. It's very clear, like Cuomo and them, they understood exactly all the Cuomo's, Eric Adams, all these like Hakeem Jeffries, all these Schumer, all of these people. They understood what Durham was saying, and they actively don't want him to be promising. No, you don't like this platform. They're against these things. So it isn't even just a matter of like, oh, we present these under a different name. It's like, no, we don't like that shit. So the only thing is to get rid of them the way they're getting, you know what I mean? Like what, one at a time in group, I don't know, gradually a process, but it's like, that's what's going to happen. It's like eventually like there'll be more Zorans and them or whatever in the party, AOCs and them, the squad and these people will be more common than they are not. And then eventually it'll change. But as far as getting these current people to switch, they made it very clear. When Hakeem Jeffries and Schumer and all these people, they fuck Zoran. Like, you're not gonna muscle me into saying I like that guy.
Well, the reason why isn't because it's not because they're like, oh, these policies are bad. It's because the way that they got where they are is through money spent by people who are they are in the pockets of people who are going to be anti all of these policies. They're in the pockets of a few people you can count on 2 goddamn hands that are controlling the quality of life of millions upon millions of people simply because the optics of us, supporting someone like Zoran, all these people are going to stop funding our campaigns. Take one for the team, bitch. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm tired. So then give up your seat. I don't really give a fuck. Like, if you need $20 million from the biggest asshole Mr. Beast type billionaire to win your seat, then maybe you shouldn't be there. We need to self-reflect. We need to get these people out. Genuinely, like, time is our biggest blessing. Right? Father Time, you can't beat him yet. Like, unfortunately, it's like we just need to wait until these people start retiring, like Nancy Pelosi, or getting out.
Yeah,
it sucks,
no,
but
at least, I'm like, at least you're retiring. They don't like to retire. They like to just die in office.
Literally die on their chair and then also get reelected while they're dead. It's not dying isn't even enough. They'll be propped up.
I don't even get it, because if I had the amount of money that Nancy Pelosi had like 20 years ago, I would have retired at like 50 and nobody would have seen me ever again.
It's not
That's
about
my
money,
thing
it's about power.
It's about power, and also people are like, don't they want
to? Or if you want to look in the worst light, power, the most positive light purpose. You know what I mean? Like that's what the RBG's arguing, which was arrogance, arrogance on arrogance. But she felt like no one else could do my job. Like I needed to do this. No one could do what I do.
Yep.
That's what she felt.
Well, Amy Coney Barrett is your best
replacement. That's all I can do.
How do you feel about that? Like, now what? Now what? Yeah, I agree. I also think because people always say, I hate that woman so bad. People always say, "Oh, well, why don't they want to?" Like, if I were that age,
right?
I
couldn't have done it before.
Right, younger than these people, my grandparents are their age. I'm like, man, if I were that age, I'd want to retire and like hang out with my grandkids, my families, and everyone clocks in to go, you guys, they fucking hate their families and their families hate them. Like, why? It's always these politicians whose families are voting the exact opposite way, or these people's families who like they haven't seen them in years. Like, they do not give a fuck. They don't like their families. They hate everyone. They just want to be in front of a TV camera looking gently alive. Truly.
I mean, how many
I just committed to that for no reason. I hope it's a useful mechanic in this.
Like, wow, my dad sucks, guys. Like, I hate my dad. He's taking money from these people. Like, I literally see videos from politicians' daughters who are going to never speak to them again.
Think you could give birth to your biggest op.
Yeah.
I swear to you, like,
Oh, cool.
I think
Oh, cool.
It's so funny. I'm like, yeah, fair.
the closer I get to like having children, the more the more like every time I see somebody's child talking bad about them, I'm like, oh, anxiety, Jesus Christ, like. Imagine this, like, I gave birth to one of you, gonna be my hater in the comments, like, oh, fuck.
Right. But that's the thing is, like I always, no matter what, when it's like, you know, a child or whatever, just going off on their parent, especially when they have like a fully, formed frontal lobe. When they're 17 and tweeting, I'm like, okay, canon event. I'm not gonna comment. But when they're fully developed, right, and they're realizing, oh, all of the policies of my parent were literally horrible. Reagan's daughter, for example, was very close to him when he apparently was a good dad in the sense of just, father-daughter kind of dad stuff. And then when she grew up and she realized how detrimental his policies were, she didn't speak to him for like 15 years. There's like a video of her crying at his funeral, but like it was like she was like angry tears because she was so angry at her dad and the legacy that he left. She was his biggest fucking op. And anytime I see that, I always know that the kid has some fucking points because I'm sorry, as a parent, when you're like, yeah, I mean, I did everything I could. No, you didn't. Like, why didn't you listen to your kid for 5 minutes? Unless your kid is an incel Nazi, you probably were an asshole. Like, realistically, you probably sucked.
Wait, how do I, like,
I'm trying to
pick
think,
which
like,
way,
my
which one I do?
parents were, like, great parents, like, emotionally solid, did all the things, but I found out, like, they were poor rulers.
Or is it just always the same place?
I'm like, we gotta change things. Like, if I found out
They got rid of affordable college. They kicked out a bunch of mentally ill people onto the streets and helped the homeless crisis get
planted
worse.
crack cocaine in black communities and then arrested them for it.
But they were good to me. But like, they were nice.
But they were
like,
good to
They were
me.
available at my events. Yeah, like that's like this is the hypothetical.
Oh,
like, they
fuck.
were fat. Like,
Yeah.
we are sure they were good. Like, I really fucked with them.
Right.
I might like.
And
Oh, shit, I didn't know
you're
that.
12. Why the fuck should
you
you know
you probably
about...
couldn't get me to go out there and slander my.
I hate
my
time
parents
games.
weren't
My
perfect,
like
and I don't talk bad
it's
with them.
adults with ADHD.
Online, I'm like, not great. We edit out any honest
I thought Disco
commentary from
Elysium
my
was
parents. We
timed
edit
at
out
first
every
until then I
episode.
realized how the mechanic worked.
So, I also think it would be hard to convince me. I think if my daddy were a ruler of a land of any kind, right? Like, if my daddy were a politician and he was a bad guy, like he was a Reagan or like a dictator of any kind doing wicked shit, I feel confident that my daddy would have done a bang up job in indoctrinating me into believing that, like into believing like in his badness. Like I would be hard pressed to find myself not be as bad, like just also bad, because my daddy in present world is really good at saying something problematic and making it sound perfect. Like one time my dad,
Get him in office. How old is he? Let's go.
Yeah, my daddy. One time, this was before my daddy is freed from homophobia now, but he's a Nigerian man, so this was a while coming. Back in the day, I remember my daddy sitting at the table and he was talking about like why I wasn't right to be gay or something, and he was like, well, I mean, if you walk backwards, you may still make it to your destination. That doesn't make it the right way to walk. And I was like, you fucking spinning now, daddy. I feel like, wow, this man makes sound
Oh my god.
poignant. Like,
oh my god, that is so good. Yeah, I mean, like, listen,
So I feel
that
like-
reminds me. It reminds me of the Judge Judy quote where she looked a man dead in the face and said, "If you were the prize at the end of my race, I would have walked backwards. Shut the like." She was like basically telling him to shut up. Like he was like, I'm the best she's ever gonna get. Blah blah blah. She was like, sit down. Did you see the video of that really lovely clearly a black grandfather or like a black uncle who was talking about whoever was running in, oh God, what state was it? Was it Virginia or Kentucky, somewhere, Atlanta, maybe Georgia or something like that. And they interview him on the news and he's sitting there and he goes, yeah, like the woman that I vote for, she's doing some good stuff. That other lady, she need to go somewhere and sit down. She was so mad, and everyone
I
was
did not
commenting
see
on
that.
it. Like, that is the biggest red flag, like, from a black grandfather.
This game doesn't really click
For
with me, I'm
them
gonna
to
be
say,
real.
"You need to go
But
somewhere
I'm
and
gonna
sit down,"
I'll keep
is
going for it
crazy,
for a little
and
bit.
she lost. Period. But God, like,
course.
it's just a way with words. Truly.
Was it like Winsome in Virginia? Was that it?
It was something. There was two.
Oh,
There were
come
two
on,
women
no.
running against each other. Oh my God! Wasn't it? Maybe it was the.
Whoa, goddamn!
Gosh, was it the mayor of Detroit potentially?
Jesus,
the first
fuck,
woman
I'm
mayor of
fucked.
Detroit is a black one, so that's cool. She was
I
just
think I've seen that.
elected. And I believe that the woman who was running against her is a black woman. Maybe it wasn't Detroit. Some people are gonna be in the comments yelling so hard. You guys, I don't have recall like this sometimes. Okay, there are a lot of states. It was like the woman who was running. It was
went
two.
through every state with black
Fuck!
people in it.
Hey, California, my people. Fucking whatever. It was like the other woman who was running against this chick was a black woman who was very MAGA. And you know, anytime you see that, you're like, shit,
Winsome
man.
was MAGA as fuck. I don't know. I didn't know there were others.
That was her. Was it her?
I only know about Winsome in Virginia. Oh, Winsome.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
Virginia.
Then it was
She's
her.
The nut
Then
ass
yes, it was
MAGA
her.
Governor.
Then yes, it was her.
Yeah.
She needs to go somewhere and sit down.
Nut ass
That
lady.
was the comment.
And does. And
Ugh,
she does.
love that.
And
And she
absolutely she does. Speaking of people needing to go somewhere and sit down, Aaron, you had Marjorie Taylor Greene stuff to show us, right?
I also wanted to bring up this clip of Andrew Cuomo's brother because it was just so
let me see
funny.
this.
Here we go.
When I was a teenager, Bush was the president, and I fucking hated Bush
This is
Hey,
Chris.
Why
yeah.
would you ever invest that in anybody else?
because they killed a million
Oh
people.
fuck, I'm gonna die.
When I was a teenager, Bush was
So creative.
There was dead air.
It's just so
Look at this.
the president. When I was a teenager, Bush was the president.
Yeah, I
and
don't even know what I'm
fucking
supposed to be doing.
hated
Fuck.
Bush.
Hey, why would you
Fine,
ever
Hilda
invest
again.
that in anybody else?
Because they killed a million people. When I was a teenager, Bush was the president.
That's funny as shit.
he just didn't know what to do with that.
He thought he was about to get
He
him.
just
Like, I'm
couldn't
so
figure it out.
evolved. Like, you don't need to hate people, brother.
Ugh.
What
They
was
say
that
that,
other-
and then-
Oh, this.
Is
This
that the
was the
Friedland
last thing I
guy?
wanted to do. Adam Friedland, yeah.
Okay,
He also did the Richie Torres interview.
Yeah,
where
I hadn't seen
everybody
it.
was
I
like,
have it on my
Richie
watch
Torres
later,
is
like,
so strange.
I intend to.
It's like this was the last thing I wanted to bring up specifically
Okay, I didn't
about
really do
people
that.
talking about the Mamdani campaign. Is there was a small
Fucking
movement
asshole
of
guy.
men that were like, maybe because so many women voted for Mamdani, we should repeal the 19th Amendment.
More people need to get punched in the. As an attorney, I'll say this. I don't even give a fuck. People, that's not really. More people need to get.
It
Punched
does so
in the
much
face
fucking
in
damage.
public. I am sorry. Like, all of these boys would have been literally jumped by every girl in my class who used to walk the mile with me. They would have jumped you if you would have even mentioned this shit in a social studies class. Period. And
My
now they
dog,
have microphones.
The girls that walked the mile.
My-
That's so
Literally, the
specific.
bitches who
My
walked
dog,
the mile,
Cleo,
live with their
for-
grandma, would have killed you with a gun. I'm sorry. Like, it would have been done. Look, I do not advocate for violence, but you know what? Y'all will know what I
my-
fucking mean, all right? Why the fuck are we letting people talk like this? Okay, now play the bit. Play the clip.
My dog Cleophas woke me up to a knuckle sandwich today because I took too long to walk him, and so I walked him. I got a knuckle sandwich and I walked him. It worked.
Hey,
Listen, action.
Is it good that women can vote in America? I don't think so, and here's why. Nearly every legalized moral atrocity of the last 100 years was made possible by the female vote.
What does moral atrocity
Abortion
mean?
and homosexuality would likely still
Yeah,
be
there we
illegal
go. That's what I-
if not for the female vote. Mass immigration and the welfare state rode on the backs of the female vote. Nearly every modern Democrat, including Obama and Biden, were elected because of the female vote. Even last night, the new Muslim New York City mayor, Mamdani, won specifically because of the female vote. The 19th Amendment has been a moral and political tragedy for America, but why? Women were not made to lead, but to follow and to feel. This is God's design. And
When
it's
were they-
good
when
within
was
the
a woman
family and
ever leading,
household.
just to be
But
clear?
emotions cannot be.
So now,
what
like,
is
she
used
doesn't
to
actually have to be
rule and
leading.
govern
It's
a
just like
nation.
women being able to have an influence over who is leading is leading.
Whatever feels
Saying are
most
one,
kind.
they're all men. His examples of people they were elected by it. They were like he's saying, oh,
Yeah,
they should be
exactly.
lead, but you're
Yeah,
saying
okay, thank you.
They elected men. But Obama and all those people, Mamdani, all those
They
people. we just
they
listed are
elected
men.
the weak, emotional men that shouldn't have been elected, and
They-
men wouldn't have voted
They
for.
elected all these minorities.
Right.
boy.
And
It's
they,
really
just because
the I
mean,
hate
men,
women train is here.
I mean, men have
Enemy.
just rebranded anger as not an emotion, and people have said that a million times. But I mean, anyone, like women leaders around the world. It's not everyone, but a whole lot of them have done very excellent in literally every other country, NATO country specifically, right? If you want to go bar for bar on, oh well, we need to look at countries that are comparable
Bro, how am
to
I
the
supposed to
U.S.
block
It's
that
like
shit?
everyone else has had leaders that are women, and we've been the
I mean,
only
look
one.
at the newest Mexican president.
Sometimes I be like,
The
I'm
new
so,
Mexican
like,
president has been
I'm so
doing
sad
wonders.
my grandma died, but I'm so glad. I'm so glad she's not around to see this. But also, I wish she were. So
Oh my
could
God, I have to
send-
escape.
Like she could get her "I told you so" off. Because my grandma told me this country was the fucking pits when I was. I remember when I presented, my parents were like, "Please let me move to America. Let me go to school. I want to live over there." Blah blah blah. My grandma was like, "Lie me. There's Europe. There's all these countries. Look at this other countries. You were showing me. Go there for school. Go blah blah." My grandma's like, something is in the water there in America. Something is wrong with them. Like, and let me tell
She
you
was
something.
so real.
I'm like, this is 2025, and I'm watching videos of white men literally sitting in my face saying women are supposed to fall. Like, it's a fucking parody. This is Oh my god, this whole country is a fucking simulation right now. This is a fucking shit show.
With a
Fucking
hairline
shit
that
show.
looks like
fucking reality TV. Fucking
This guy does look like he was cooked up in a lab to hate women. Like,
y'all don't like.
And-
Y'all
but
That's
his
it, you just go
hairline
out and,
looks
like,
his
grab
hairline
shit.
looks like a vagina. There's a labia in the
more of
center
the
of his
game than that.
forehead, so I don't know why he's so pissed off. Also, it's always the like black aggressive wedding ring on the hand of these people doing
Oh,
it,
right.
as if like. And I'm like
so
halfway fucking convinced, honest to God, that they pay fucking actors. Like, I understand that women date men specifically who hate their guts, hate them down all the time. That's right. Look, unfortunately, I love all women, not everyone, but I can't support all of you because some of you are dumb as hell. But I do think that when they get to this level, like even Charlie Kirk's wife now, I'm like, were you a paid op? Like, were you someone, like, are you just throwing this wedding finger on to get men to think that you respect women enough to marry one? So even though you are wanting to take
She's
away rights from
funny.
women, it's fine. Like, people respect married men. I talked about, oh my God, someone talked about this the other day. And
All right,
it makes me
all right.
feel so bad because it's correct in that men who get married men only benefit from marriage. They are respected more. They get benefits from the house, from the home, gender roles, no matter how progressive you are. Like, there are so many ways in which marriage and having children is social capital for a man. And for women, resoundingly, every study, no matter what, women always have to trade off something when it comes to marriage, no matter how great the marriage is, when it comes to their job, when it comes to their life, everything. And so that's why I'm convinced that all these assholes
Okay.
with podcasts just throw a wedding ring on to get some respect from the bros, because somehow people take them more seriously as long as they're not like a single asshole dude. But then the Andrew Tates exist, so whatever. Good luck.
'Cause the whole thing is just.
So you chose
America's the
America
pit.
because I'm over here
Didn't know
like,
better.
I mean, I didn't know
I
better,
didn't-
but like,
Didn't know
oh,
better.
God,
My mom
I
thought it
mean,
was closer to the. My mom thought like she didn't want her 14-year-old daughter was gonna move to a different country. I think she thought America was closest. Like I first went to Florida.
I thought I built one of
So
these
Florida,
already.
it's 30 minutes to an hour away from the.
Oh no, I didn't
Bahamas.
have an arcane that's
that
right.
Initially, and I got further and further away. But originally, my mommy wanted me as close as I could be if I were gonna be in a different country.
Yeah.
And you know, I
Life's a
think
trip.
you know what I don't like. The thing I find
A fallen
irritating
teammate.
about America is this: as somebody
Oh,
who's
is this, like,
born
multiplayer?
in a different nation, and even though I've been in America now since I was 14, I'm 32, so I've been in the majority of my life now. But born and raised in a different nation, and you just hear about how America markets itself to the rest of the world. I think that's what like people don't realize. To come to a country that's so anti-immigrant and hates immigrants so passionately on its soil, but it marketed itself to the rest of the world as a melting pot. And this melting pot in this first world nation, and this just so you have so much more than everybody else. All I have the opportunity, you're so advanced. So for me to be here, like in a nation full of fucking idiots, like that fucking believe in just dumb, just all of it's just incredible. Just access
Yes.
on access and just use to spew fuckery. And I
Wait,
don't
didn't
mean
I already
the
do-
people,
wait, what do you
I
mean?
the nation at its
Yep.
core. like the
Yep.
like the spirit of the nation, like the spirit of America and what permeates into the rest of us. Like,
Mhm.
really?
I did something wrong?
Are you watching? Like, I don't. This you can't be the people who was calling my country a third world country. Cannot be. And then you get
Cannot
in
be.
and they're like, oh, Tylenol causes autism. Oh, women should follow. And I'm like, you know better than the Christian Council back home.
Every single positive thing.
That's my little tirade.
Yes, no, I agree, because every single positive thing that's come out of America, what it's been since it was created, right? Our very young, preteen ass nation that we are, acting as if our problems are somehow novel when every other country in the world is like, yeah, we've been here, we've been new, we've been around the block. Every single positive thing that has come out of this country has come because of immigrants, period. Immigrants, period. We are a country of immigrants, period. And so for the rest of the world, we got so many people to come here and then contribute to how incredible our country is. And then we took all of that and said, ooh, we didn't mean that. We need to go back to just Americans being here. That is a fantasy world. That doesn't exist. There is no one here except for Native Americans who are not immigrants. Those are the only non-immigrants here. I'm Polish. Yeah, I didn't come over here when I was 14, but my great-grandmother did. She came on a boat. What? Sorry. What'd you say?
I think my best friend Mark is Polish.
Oh my God, I love my Polacks, baby. But my whole dad's family is my whole dad's family's from Chicago. Did you know Chicago has the highest concentration of Polish people in the entire world outside of Poland?
Yeah.
Yep. Outside
Okay,
of
fine,
Poland
yeah.
has the highest concentration of Polish people in the entire world. We are a country of immigrants, and just because
You've done
some
well
of
so
those
far,
immigrants,
Wizard.
yeah, fun
Succeed
fact,
where the
we
others
chose a
and
place
I
and
failed.
we
Okay,
stick together.
Good for me.
We were like,
I-
we're going
I'm
there.
I'm
I
not
don't
really.
know why,
Again, this
but
isn't really
yeah,
clicking with me. Like,
listen,
cult of
when
Lambda,
the
at least.
Pope, I called my grandmother. It was so funny when they found out
But
that
I wanna
that
make
this
sure
new
I'm,
Pope
like,
is from
giving
Chicago.
me
They're very Polish Catholic, right? Mind you,
mechanics,
Eastern
they're
European
full.
Polish Catholic. There's not a lot of hugging going
Hands
on.
to
Okay,
shine.
it's a lot of vodka, a lot of cheap Polish vodka, and frowns. I called her up. She's still alive by the grace of whatever Lord is up there. And I was like, did you hear the news? She goes, what? Screaming, what? I go, the Pope, he's from
I
Chicago.
would like to make
She
a
goes,
better gun.
I gotta turn on my TV. I'll call you back. Like, literally, it was her Super Bowl. It was her Super Bowl. The fact that at her Catholic mass, the next mass that came up, she was in her Sunday best. She had her, oh my God, the gossip, right? Oh yeah, I knew him. I know the Pope. For any Catholic person, Polish Catholic person in Chicago, you know that was your grandma's Super Bowl. It was everybody's Super Bowl. We were so excited, so happy. But what
Oh, I
kills
didn't make
me
any more
is
ammo. Fuck
the
me.
people who are part of those immigrants, right? Even me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm white. I'm the whitest white of all whites. Like, I don't have
I should go back then.
me. It's 23 in white people. That's all I know.
Is there, like, a
Okay,
penalty
23
if I go
whites,
back?
that
I don't
wouldn't
know.
be me. That's all I know. It's upsetting. It's upsetting for sure. I hope that my
Hilda.
ancestors are spinning in their graves like a 7-Eleven hot dog at the things that I'm talking about and doing if they were racist and awful, right? We can only hope that I'm their karma. But I just don't understand how you can look at this country and think no immigrants, and know in your heart and soul that 2 steps removed from you, 2 generations up, you had someone come to this country in exactly the same way that everyone else is, that you are wanting to get out. It makes no sense to me.
Right.
We all learned this when we were kids. We are a melting pot. And New York City, everyone's talking about, oh yeah, it used to be, like 94% white, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you would go back in time travel to 1920 and tell an Italian person that they were the same white as someone who's Polish, who's Slavic, who's Czech, who's Irish, who's Scottish, they would have killed you with a gun. Like that, the racism was there. It was just different. Like, it was white on white
With a
crime.
gun.
Like that, I'm like, that's what kills me is people act like we used to be a country of
With a
whites
gun
and we
and
really
something.
didn't.
Like the picture, like it's like a cartoon, and like they kill them, and you say with a gun, and a gun just pops up in their head. Like,
Yes.
like,
I would.
Okay.
I will kill you with a gun. Like,
Okay.
that is what they would have told you. Like,
I
stop.
think I have
Like,
no ammo for
I
this.
just look. The revisionist history kills me.
oh my god, like you know in Looney Tunes, they're like, yeah, get him, see, like little
Yes.
Chopper. That's how I picture it in rap.
Yes,
Basically
and that's
how rap
exactly
is
what
in
it
my
is.
mind.
Someone please make me a cartoon.
With a
I'm
gun.
begging you. I'll pay you money.
Give her a big hat. You get a girl
Yes.
and give her a big hat.
Any fan animators
And
out
a
there
big
with
trench
a gun.
coat and a gun.
Literally, I will kill you with a
old-timey
gun.
gun.
I know, God.
I don't know why
I
that
love
is
that.
so funny to me. Watch you
I'm-
two be like,
watch me-
absolutely.
If I drop merch next week with that on it, I'll give you a cut. I'll be like, thank you. Thank you so much.
Listen, that'd be so lit. I'd settle for a giant T-shirt. Like, yes,
Love.
I'd kill you with a
Right.
gun.
Final topic.
Oh, interesting.
A very
Oh.
a tweet from the guest herself.
This wicked bitch.
I'll wait a
this
little
wicked
bit, and then I just like cut it off.
Wicked
Yeah.
bitch.
So,
Hey,
context.
get out of here.
Say you don't believe in the QAnon conspiracies anymore.
Oh, I went over that a long time ago. I mean, we
So
could...
you've changed.
Well, no, I haven't changed. I was a victim, just like you were, of media lies.
Wait, what?
and
How do I
stuff
pick it
on
up?
social media. You all have attacked me many times on this show.
We have.
Because of things that you read about me that weren't
Or
true.
clips we've seen.
Or clips you've
Oh, okay.
seen that took me out of context.
But then wait.
Not even true.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Say you don't believe in the
She's
And
a
then,
whole white supremacist. Why
Red,
are they even doing
If you want to read your own words.
This is what I said. I said the reason she's on this weird random shift of sounding 20% sane instead of the usual 0.5% sane isn't because she suddenly grew a conscience. Trump shut her out of running for a Senate seat in Georgia, and she's been on a bitter revenge tour ever since. Girl, get off my screen, which is true and correct. At least AOC, well, we know it. It's confirmed because Marjorie Taylor Greene came out after AOC exposed her tea, like very defensive and angry, which just means that it's true. AOC went live like not too long ago, before Tuesday, I believe, and said that because everyone kept asking her, hey, she's one of your nemesis. What's going on? Is she switching? Is she trying to be, talk to the Democrats? Because she keeps being very vocal, Marjorie does, about how, it's not the Democrats causing this shutdown, it's the
build one of the
Republicans. Like, she's just
furnaces.
turning very oddly. And she's been licking Trump's boots for so long in very egregiously brainless ways that people are like, what's happening? And AOC said, you guys, she wanted to run for
Or
a
not.
Senate seat in Georgia so bad because the incumbent, his name is Kemp. Yeah, his name's Kemp. He is
Right.
not running. He announced that he wasn't going to be running for Senate in 2026 back in May. So they're hoping to unseat a different, Democratic senator. They're trying to do all this, shifting in the Republican Party. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene thought that she was going to be the shoo-in for it because she has done everything and then
guess I should
some
take
to
it
sell
out and
her
then-
soul to every devil, number one being Trump, and
Yeah.
say whatever he wants you to say with her red hat and her bad Botox and her horrible eyeliner and, being the ones who are just, if I just do, maybe if I'm a woman, a part of the party that hates women to their core, maybe they'll throw me a bone is not the
Yeah.
career
Yeah.
move that you think it is. Because sure enough, she was forced to announce that she wasn't going to be the one running for the seat. And in her announcement, she sounds bitter as hell. She said, quote, "Yes, I'm competitive. Yes, I love to win. And yes, I know I would win both the primary and the general. I'd enjoy proving the elites wrong every single day, but that's not what motivates me. It's not about crushing the establishment again or flipping a seat just to help the Republican Party. It's about the job itself."
Wait, what is the Arcana even
She's
for then?
blaming
Like
the
crafting?
billionaire-backed uniparty Republicans who skip key votes to attend fundraisers and let her agenda fail, blah, blah, blah. She's basically been
Or the Metcon or whatever.
saying who's never said a bad word about Trump ever this entire time since 2016 and beyond. Since then, because Trump and his party were like, no, we don't
Wait, I'm
want
gonna
you in
grab a
Georgia, get fucked. She has been critical of him, has suddenly seen the light and realized that the Democrats don't control the weather, which she was one of the people who actually started that rumor. Do you remember when she was like dead serious hopping on during the hurricanes like last year? And she was like, the Democrats genuinely control the weather, everyone. And everyone was like, this woman is an elected she's elected for a congressional seat. Perfect.
The Bill Gates weather machines.
She's insane. Like she's it's not that, oh, she's a Republican. She's batshit insane.
The microchips in the vaccines.
There are microchips in the vaccines. I mean, she said that the word white supremacist was the same as saying the N-word.
Jewish space lasers, of course.
Right.
I was gonna say, listen, I am tired of people talking. Like, this is what I don't even understand. I just don't. I've had a problem with this the whole time. Why are people talking to white supremacists they don't need to talk to if they're not going to talk? Like, here's my thing. I'm not. Let me correct myself. I'm not against the view having Marjorie Taylor Greene, the white supremacist, up there. If you're there to treat her and talk to her like she's the white supremacist, not to allow her to spin some fucking narrative that y'all, one or two of you gently push back while the other of you prevent.
Yeah, well, you like normalize her and her views by acting like they're not really that big of a deal, and you can look past them. That's really the thing. It's like I can excuse the racism. That's literally, it's literally the meme. You can excuse racism?
You've been a grown old.
Literally, that's literally what it is. That's what liberals do all the time.
She's 51. You
was racist before the internet was thought about.
Yup, absolutely.
Ladies.
She's 51 years old, and you know, I used to remember, like, she has come out to say that's the thing. Is like, it's not even she's just, it's the victim complex, fully, firmly saying, yeah, like, I rock with white supremacists. She spoke at a white supremacist rally. She spoke at she was the keynote at a rally of white supremacists like a year or two ago, I swear on my life. And after the fact, when people asked her about it, she's a Klan member. It's not hard. And I remember, I mean, look, this country's always been racist, right? Like, we, you know, in so many different ways. But there was indeed, I remember I grew up, even in small town in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. I remember when, like, on the History Channel or Discovery Channel, whatever, they would only rarely run like a random, like, you know, sketchy documentary where they would have like a reality TV person like drive to the middle of the sticks in the most racist country where the Klan was, where they were all like incestuous, and it would like be on the news of like, oh my god, can you believe that they like interviewed KKK members? It was like a controversial thing, and they were always like, they're the KKK. Now we have them in office.
Now they're in office,
and now we're
being invited on people's podcasts and The View.
And we're giving them policy power. Like, it just, and people are like, on Twitter and stuff in response to my tweet are like, well, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm like, but she's not the enemy of your enemy. Be serious.
Like, this is what I'm saying to you.
You guys, like, we didn't like open her. We didn't welcome her with open arms. Like, we didn't welcome her. Welcome who? Why the fuck would I do that? Just because she doesn't think the Democrats control the weather? Are you joking?
I'm just, I grow weary. I grow weary of this nation. Like, you see what I'm saying? In the
I'm exhausted. That's how I feel. I'm just like this. And even when good things happen, like on Tuesday, I'm like,
bro, what's the point of, like, I'm so confused about how that works.
Green is a fucking, like, cartoon character level of bigotry. Like, what are we on about? Like, that's never supposed to, you shouldn't even allow her to get that off. Oh, I was a victim like you of things you see on, girl, what the fuck? You're an elected official running around racist. Oh my God.
Yep. It's America, like an experience.
This is Olay
that
right
now. Thank you. Exactly.
This is Olay right now.
No,
exactly.
Like, when I tell you,
what caught up in their
like,
lives?
I'm trying to here's the thing. I realize, like, American politics has always been draining and never been of, like, my particular interest. Like, my interest is in policing and criminal justice and policy as it pertains to those things. And particularly, like, what's locally happening around me, why I care about New York City, XYZ. I realize, like, I am much best served to people and myself if I do that kind of, like, you know, educational kind of advocacy of, you know what I mean? Like, these particular kind of policy things, these particular kind of politicians, should they converge on that? But outside of that, I can no longer take Americans and the foolishness, because what are we on about? Fascism is on fucking side, and you're inviting the bigots on The View. Like, I can't take it. And when I look, Gavin Newsom's next to him, like, kick it, my son likes you. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? It would be like, you know what it would be like? You know, like in Harry Potter, like, once the Dementor, like the Death Eaters really get cracking. You know what I mean? Like,
oh god, Harry Potter reference.
More Voldemort than us, and it would be like Neville and them hosting Voldemort and them at dinner.
And saying, you guys, this is racist against people without noses. Like, let's just, like, hear them out, like, really quick. I don't need to. I'm good. I'm great. This is ableist.
We want to... The Death Eaters are open to, like, a more middle
I
of the road position.
invited Thanos to the podcast today because we didn't have a person of purple here.
I mean, that's what they did to Charlie Kirk. They were like, but you guys, he invites people with different, different views. Yeah, no, literally. It's like, oh, Voldemort invited Harry Potter to dinner. Like, why do you hate him so bad? Well, because he's Voldemort. That's fucking why. Like, what the? I don't care who he has at his dinner party. I'm not kidding.
Like,
you're the first. I mean, everyone always. I mean, even my parents are always like, politics. People are always like politics, and I am so glad that I mean, obviously the attorneys that I know who are practicing attorneys, I've never thought like, nobody did this that I know and hang out with or people that I work with. Nobody did this to get into politics. That is my nightmare fuel. The only singular reason why the content that I posted since I started, you know, doing my dumb little videos while I was studying for the bar in 2020, like the only reason why it intersected with politics is because the law is inherently political in the way that regular people think of politics. They think that talking about, for example, unhoused people is political. Like, oh, don't bring politics into it. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm bringing property law into it. I'm bringing Fourth Amendment into it. I'm bringing our individual rights into it. Like, that is not, nothing about what I learned in law school. The professors I had were very excellent and brilliant. And they're actually, I mean, I'm still close to them to this day. God bless. That I was really lucky. Like, I didn't feel like anything that I was learning about, or even when I, you know, started practicing, was political in the way that people see it on CNN. It's political because it impacts society. And I felt like, oh, I'm finally in a career that was meant for me because I feel like I can really make a change. Like, the cases that we're on and the things we do in court and outside of court when it comes to our community,
The end draws near.
local prisons, local jails, bail reform, etc., that literally can change within 1 week, or someone's entire life can be changed based on one singular court order, a temporary restraining order. And in politics, I'm like, the reason why I have to talk about you, Boo Boo the Clowns, is just because you are the reason why so much policy that should be enforced around
There's like no way out
so
besides the way I came in.
Jobs and to advance social justice. You are ruining our lives, and you don't, or you do nothing, right? Like, politicians will be like, elect me, and I'll get something done.
And I only care to talk about politicians as a means to an end. Like, I have no interest. Like, I don't have like a never-ending like library of information, and every politician is in politics. Like, there are people to me like who like and follow and engage with politics for like the sport of, like, people who are into football and they're watching the podcast about it, and ESPN and Fantasy and this and blah 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 blah. It's like people like the sport of politics and this one and blah blah blah. I could give a fuck less. I don't care about like these people like Eric Adams. Once I realized, like, okay, we've done enough damage, this man is not going to be elected. You don't see me talk about him. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean? I'm like,
yeah,
I want
literally,
Lawrence to get elected, but I'm not just gonna talk about him all day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about blah blah blah. I care about, to me, it's like this. I care about issues. I know what I care about. I care about bail reform. I care about policing. I care about prisons. I care about, you know, all this and the next thing. And then I look at it and I go, how can I make these other people care about this thing that I
haven't found any fucking years.
Like, push on this, and I'm like, I usually have to anchor it around a person. So it's like, okay, I'm mad about stop and frisk and Rikers and all these different things or whatever, and that's happening because of this goofy ass mayor. So okay, we'll make it about
more fucking metal
way that
shit.
people find interesting and entertaining and engage with, but I don't give a rat's ass. So that's why, and so when I see these people, then I'm like, why are you engaging with them if you're not really gonna, like, make sure you don't come to play? Like, for me, it's like, I don't mind. I've no, obviously, like, I sat across from Eric Adams. I don't think they shouldn't engage with these people, but it should be a particular, like, if somebody is a certifiably bad character, not just like, you know, we have a difference of
I didn't mean to do that.
I mean?
Damn
You're
it.
more liberal, I'm more left, or blah blah blah. Not these things where it's like, oh, you know, different strategy. There might be something to talk about. When they're certifiably bad, like they're a fucking white supremacist like Marjorie, or, you know, they're bringing back stop and frisk like Eric Adams. Why are y'all in their face like, Tell me what, you're supposed to come there with, like, ready. Like, this should be, you know what you're there to do. If I feel like if you're not going to be Mehdi Hassan about it, get out their face. That's how I feel. I'm tired of seeing, like, it's even.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, it because I think it's like people aren't people aren't taking into consideration like the time we're living in. Like, for example, like Z-Way just put out her Eric Adams interview, which was really entertaining. Z-Way does funny things. She's really dope. I don't mean this is any criticism against her. But in a time where there's a reason why he agrees to do an interview like that, like they're kind of in on the joke. They know at the end of the day, people think if I think a politician is cool or funny one-liners, he's getting ready to go out of office. They're looking to create some kind of brand attention around themselves. Oh, do you like me on the internet? That's why it's going on Andrew Schultz. That's why it's going there. That's why I go in these places. And I just feel like these kinds of politicians, people inherently, that's why I tell people propaganda isn't just when the cops like are being praised. It's also when they're made to look silly because you don't take them seriously. You don't believe like this unserious like characters doing all this evil shit. And it's like when you take figures like Eric Adams who've done evil things, like they do evil shit, like bring it to me, I think it's insufficient to like, you know, just make faces at them or like do a little remark. They're not going to build up good, because the people who don't know that information, they don't know what they're watching, and they're not going to learn that from there. They're not going to know like you asked that because he did this evil thing, and because he's not giving you he's not going to admit to that. You're not going to push back on that, and it's just going to be, and they're going to move on, and it's just like a funny thing, and it's like, you know, I don't know how I feel about that in this particular climate.
Fuck.
I
oh, it's because they're charm bullets. That's right.
Ironically, I've put your sit down on that radio.
Wait, they don't do any damage to anything? How do I switch bullets?
Because it's been in my watch history on YouTube, and like I'll be getting ready to do my makeup, and my boyfriend will be sitting down and be like, "Oh, this one again, like good one." I'm like, "No, it's great," because I mean, that's how I feel in the sense of like there's like around, you know, it's not just like identity politics to me. It's like any type of political realm that isn't inherently intertwined with like the law, right? When I'm thinking of, okay, I chase policy, I chase initiatives, like I support and
I could make two guns, couldn't
like
I?
the ACLU
Yeah,
does,
and then
right? They're
put
not
other bullets in
propping
one.
up lawyers
That
for
makes
you to
sense.
support. They're propping up cases and issues and rights that they're protecting. And this is a good policy because X. And it's not centered around a person that you're investing all of your time and energy and money into. And that's why, like, I just, even right with Zoran, and even like again, support the policies that he is pushing. That's why I appreciate him. I like that he is of my age group. I like that he's young enough to not have dementia early onset, right? Immediately on day one of his goddamn job. I'm really stoked on that. But I, you know, like people will be so proud and happy about, you know, like, again, like people who wear like political merch, for example, freaks, like, I think is weird. I think with Zoran, it's a different story because this is a groundbreaking moment where someone like him has literally never won the seat before. But like, I'm not repping my Biden-Harris situation. Like, I think, yeah, I look, I love that. I would wear that. But like, when people are dead serious about like their Biden-Harris situation, I'm like, look, I will never base my personality or my politics around a singular person that I don't know personally. I don't know what they do in their personal life. If weird sex comes out, right? Like weird text messages come out between them and a staffer, I don't want to have to go, wow, I'm shocked. Like policy doesn't cheat on me. Policy isn't going to be a pedophile. Like it's not. It's not going to be. And I don't trust anyone enough to think that they're not just doing what they think is going to pull well, right? Like if, for example, politicians who weren't racist in pre-civil rights era and during the civil rights era and even after, they might not have been racist, but all their staffers were like, well, it's polling really well. And they were like, okay. Like, let me just be a little racist right now. Like, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You know, it's like the pride people, like not the pride people. No, I love you guys. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the companies during the woke era. You know, everyone's like, woke is so back when put the pronouns back in your bio. When the,
it does no damage at all. That's bad. That's probably
stuff. You know, because now they don't really do it as much anymore. It's like the only reason why they were doing that isn't because they actually cared. It's because it was polling well, because they were making money. Like politics.
I'm fine if I die.
As you're here making this excellent point, I immediately.
Wait, what? How is he not turned already?
No, honest to God. Can you give me one? Give me one. Wait, you just.
This better just be like a special enemy, because if the bullets in general are that useless, then I'm pissed that I picked them at all.
One thing that I forgot to tell you, or thank you for reminding me, is you know.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know about that. I'm fine with that.
You're not your old friend, I guess. But Alex, Lola, I know I'm mentioning his name, but Alex Lolo, he did a shirt, the Don't Talk to Cops shirt. Do you remember, like, a long time ago with that company, Entry Level, and you did a shirt with them,
that was really
the
popular.
clown, the Eric Adams like clown shirt.
Me and my wife both got one of those for free. I have them still.
Oh, great. Well,
he gave them to us for free.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna get you guys my new one for free. I was gonna ask and to make sure that I asked for your shipping address because I have to. No, not his. They remade it because they basically put out a statement and said we're taking off.
I know.
Okay, good. I didn't know if you knew.
They made it
Look,
with
I
you.
don't. Yeah, they made it with me, which
The
is
hell?
cool.
Wait,
It's so dope. Hold on, let me. Is the design of it? Can I see the design?
You go look at it. You type in it's Entry Level LLC. If you Google them, it's on their front page. So not only is it obviously I wanted it to be a female lawyer because listen, stop trusting male lawyers. I don't know, but also 20% of the proceeds are being donated to the National Women's Law Center, which is really great. They're an intersectional basically organization
that's so cute. That's so cute.
Yeah. So it's like the same but different, and I wanted to make sure that it was actually going to a cause this time. And it comes in a bunch of different colors, it's cute. It's a cartoon of me. Yay, yippee. And you know what I said
love
too?
This.
Thank you. You know what I said too is, how his version made the attorney look like super haggard and like running really fast and sweating. I was like, can you?
Okay, sorry, something was wrong with my mouse.
I was like, I'm not. I'm not. I don't want to look like I'm about to lose. Thanks. Like, I'm good.
actually gonna have to go.
So yeah, so I'm gonna send. I have so many.
Around 6.
Yeah, I have so many.
I might play the
just,
Ultras later
email
tonight.
me, Aaron, after the episode. Let me know what sizes you guys would prefer
Or I can do a
and what
horror
colors, and I'll
tonight.
send them to you.
Maybe I'll keep playing the
you guys can
Invincible.
get free ones. I have
No,
free
I didn't
ones,
want to do
like-
something that has sound though.
Yeah.
Oh, big fucking lit. Aaron.
That's
Aaron,
great
you're gonna
because this
email our
has been
address.
sitting in my closet and it's been like a bedtime shirt because I'm like I can't wear this where people will see
I know
me.
so
I'm like-
many public defenders. Because so many public defenders that I know in LA
I can do some
have
bed
this
cells
old
for a
shirt,
bit.
and they're like, I'm so pissed because they can't wear it anymore. Blah blah blah. I was like, we're gonna fix it. And you know what? Any male lawyer who's afraid of having a female lawyer on the front of their shirt shouldn't have been doing anything anyway. So yeah.
Stop what you're doing and listen up. You just watched a video on one of my channels.
should do Death's
but
Gambit,
the
actually.
Illuminativerse is huge, and I want to tell you what everything is and how to find it. The Illuminativerse has 6 channels.
Does for your
I don't know why she does that. Like, why not just? I don't know. Like, I think I'm only subscribed to 2 of them, but I didn't even bother to. Alright, I'm just checking out what's going on. What?
Her junior year in high school, and then doing this to pay for braces to fix her teeth.
Holy shit! So the
Do you
Matt
think
Gaetz
Democrats are on it
situation's
too?
getting
I think
real.
they have anything.
Isn't
think they
he
have
not in
anything to
office
worry about?
anymore?
Yes. What?
Like,
yes.
what's even the?
Chatter? Yes. What did I just
Like,
say?
are they gonna
It's
arrest him
POG.
or something? That'd be
Pedophile
cool.
occupied government is bipartisan. Is uniparty. Pedophilia is uniparty. Okay? What do you mean? Bill Clinton is like the most famous and perhaps
Oh fuck!
the
I'm
most
wrecked.
like Bill Clinton is the most famous example of like a high profile Democrat who was directly associated with Jeffrey Epstein. And the reason why a lot of Republicans actually got on the Epstein train and were constantly needling at it, constantly talking about it, was because they thought this was a Democrat pedophile operation. They thought this would finally, they thought that this would finally expose the elite pedophile cabal that the Democrats were running, not realizing that it was just bipartisan always.
Alright, let me move the window.
It was bipartisan all along. It's crazy that you sound like QAnon, but not crazy. Who'd have thought we'd end up here? I mean, I've always been I've always paid close attention to the Epstein stuff, as you guys know, for many, many years. So this is not that shocking to me. It was always also a nuisance for me to constantly have to like go over the QAnon stuff and like redirect people's attention to real events like the Epstein.
was clumsy.
conspiracy, not a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy.
Oh no,
to
that's really
conspire to do
clumsy. Nope,
crimes.
nope. Safe's coming.
As opposed to like the most nonsensical versions of these events, which revolve around, you know, QAnon and Pizzagate and conspiracies of that sort. I know we jokingly offered lip service to Pizzagate now, but Pizzagate is like the most base boosted and silly version of this. And in many ways, it serves the purpose of a distraction away from the real version of events. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, in an email to former Obama Deputy Counsel Kathy Rumler, suggested providing girls to illicit powerful figures, including Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel, who, by the way, as you guys know, is J.D. Vance's mega donor, and the reason why J.D. Vance is the vice president to begin with. Peter Thiel is single-handedly responsible for J.D. Vance becoming a senator, and Peter Thiel is almost single-handedly responsible for J.D. Vance becoming the vice president. Also, former CIA Director William Burns, Bill Burns, former UK Prime Minister Gordon Brown, former Norwegian Prime Minister Thorbjørn Jagland, former Mongolian president, and officials from the UAE, India, and Qatar. Talking to Obama Deputy Counsel Kathy Rumler about the UN General Assembly in 2014.
Wait, what? There's nothing here.
Most girls don't have to worry about this crap. Understood. It comes down to high risk reward, low risk reward, professional, emotional, and financial. Agreed, but I need to be prepared to say yes before I talk to him. You need to talk to boss. I think this email is not indicating he was arranging girls for all of them, but the word girls got him to say, careful, I will renew an old habit.
Cool. That's my...
I don't know.
No.
You always go to a different country when shit is hella fucked here. Okay, but you also have to realize shit is hella fucked in America all the time. So it's impossible for me to I would have to just like say, even if I stayed in America the entire time, I would still encounter this kind of thing, because it's just like virtually impossible. If you are covering American politics, there's gonna be some fuck shit happening. America is a very fucked up country. Right? Your comments about Gal Gadot got tweeted by Variety and is getting good feedback. I know, I saw. So I did a Variety profile, and we're gonna get into that. Actually, we should just get into that right now. And there were some choice words in the profile. There was a really funny pre-watch Piker moment in the profile as well. I hit a big gamble and struck gold in the profile. Israel did not kill Charlie Kirk. That is insane. The World According to Hassan Piker by Tatiana Siegel. Okay? Hassan Piker is about to prove his point. For weeks, the wildly popular Twitch streamer and leftist commentator has been following the online discourse surrounding the assassination of Charlie.
So I'm super excited to talk to our next guest this morning. Katie Wilson is the co-founder and executive director of the Transit Writers Union. She is also the progressive candidate for mayor in the city of Seattle, locked in an extraordinarily close race with the current mayor, Bruce Harrell, and she joins us now. Welcome, Katie.
Great to be here, Crystal.
Yeah, of course. So I've been following your race for the past couple of weeks. You know, there's the incumbent who's more, I think, politically centrist. You're more the progressive, kind of insurgent, outsider candidate coming in. Very close race all the way along. And as of yesterday, based on the mail drops, you have now taken a 91 vote lead. So first question for you, you know, just give us a little bit of a sense of the dynamics of this race, what ballots still remain, and whether your expectation is that you will be the next mayor of the city of Seattle.
Yeah, so the way that we do elections here in Washington State is that it's all by mail. So everyone mails in their ballots. We also have ballot drop boxes around the city. And there's a very consistent pattern that more progressive voters, younger voters, tend to vote late. And so what you'll see is that the election night results, there's actually a fairly large shift between election night and the final results toward the more progressive or left-leaning candidate. So on election night, I was at 46%. Now I've pulled ahead by 91 votes, as you said, and there's another about 10,000 ballots out there still to be counted, mostly from election day, mostly skewing younger. So we're really hopeful that that margin will widen. It's possible that there will be a recount because the margin will still be very small, but we're feeling really good about this race at this point.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. So talk to us just a little bit for people who have not been following this race closely. As I confess, I actually wasn't until the last couple of weeks before the election. Tell people about the incumbent mayor, Bruce Harrell, your issues with his leadership, and then the platform that you were running on as a contrast.
Yeah, sure thing. So, I mean, my background, I'm a community organizer, a coalition builder. And so for the past 14 years, I've been leading this organization that I co-founded back in 2011 called the Transit Riders Union. And, you know, we basically fight on economic justice issues. So I've led campaigns to raise the minimum wage to the highest in the country in several cities around King County. Fought for stronger renter protections in Seattle and other cities around King County. Fought for progressive taxation. So we have a landmark tax on wealthy corporations in Seattle called the Jumpstart tax that I played a big role in designing and passing. And then, of course, public transit, right, as the name of the organization suggests, fighting for better public transit. And we've won a bunch of affordable and free fare programs for lower income riders, for youth. So that's the kind of work that I've done over the years. It's very grassroots, community organizing, coalition building. And I really have never had the ambition to run for elected office until this year. And so early this year, we had an election on funding Seattle's new social housing developer through a tax on wealthy corporations. And our current mayor, Bruce Harrell, was kind of the face of the opposition campaign. And he's done a lot in office to try to undermine social housing, which is a kind of a new project for Seattle that a grassroots campaign put on the ballot last year. And nevertheless, this funding measure to fund the developer passed by a landslide. And so that really showed me that our current mayor, Bruce Harrell, is out of touch with the issues that people are facing in their daily lives. And I think the affordability crisis is really right up there at the top. And, you know, when I jumped into this race, I'd never heard of Zohar Mamdani, but it's very clear that there are some similar dynamics playing out across the country where coming out of the pandemic with really high rates of inflation, the cost of housing in high-cost cities like Seattle is just really out of control. Rents just keep going up and up. Home prices are out of reach for anyone wanting to buy a home. And then everything else, from childcare to food to groceries, everything is just really, really expensive. And people are feeling that, right? Not just the lowest income households, but people up to kind of middle class, people who have decent jobs are just like can't believe how expensive everything is. So I think that's definitely a dynamic in this race where the work that I've done over the years and what I want to tackle as mayor is this affordability crisis. And really, we also have this extremely bad homelessness crisis here in Seattle. We actually have rates of unsheltered homelessness that are much higher than comparable cities around the country in the U.S. And I really, you know, our current mayor, Bruce Harrell, he came into office promising to address issues of homelessness and public safety. And I think people are looking around and not really feeling that he's succeeded at that. So that's kind of a local dynamic, but the national dynamic is affordability. And then I think also, obviously, Trump getting elected last fall, right? There's a certain brand of establishment Democratic Party politics, which utterly failed to stop.
Oh, no, my God. Okay, fuck, I'm quitting.
Election. And so I think that there's a feeling that people want new leadership and leadership that's not going to cower like that. And I think our current mayor, he doesn't break that mold, right? Like he's been the mayor for 4 years, but before that he was